Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world where nothing fits. Yet everything fits. How quickly it changes. I have my holy shawl on now. This is my old meditation shawl. It was I thought it was cashmere, but my wife said it's just wool. But the moths have eaten it up. I had my red shawl, but I went into a room where we were painting, and I got paint on my red shawl. So, and it's cold in it's a big old house. It's cold here. I like my shawl. Anyway, the title of this talk is "Free to Dance." Now, I've been writing about this morning about games people play. Remember that book? Probably not. It was in the '60s, but it was a big book in the '60s. The games people play. In the '60s, there was a big discovery of games and patterns of behavior and seeing into the games. Suddenly, we could see the games we played. The games, even the whole revolution about the Vietnam War was the fact that the war was a Cold War game, and people didn't want to go to war and die in a game. So they said, I'm not going, you see. So when you see the game, you don't want to play in it, right? I mean, it's a game. I'm not going to die for a game. I don't take the games seriously, so I'm not going. I'm not playing. That was the '60s, and it continues today. But let's look into it. So I remember dancing, too. Now, the big thing about the '60s was that the dance was freed from the ballroom. Now, I grew up in the '50s, and except for the twist, you danced ballroom dance. You had the waltz, the foxtrot, the rumba, the tango, and I didn't know how to dance. And my fiance, my wife, my girlfriend, we got married, she was a good dancer. She knew how to do the waltz and all of that, you see. And so I took dance lessons, either Arthur Murray or Fred Astaire, I don't know which one, but I learned the dance patterns. So I had confidence. So now when I could dance with her, I could dance to the music. The bands would play different types of dance music, and you would, oh, the rumba, oh, the tango, oh, sexy, oh, the foxtrot, the waltz, the lindy with the jitterbug. But you always kind of kept touching. The point was you kept touching. And you went around the dance floor. You moved around the dance floor, right? The dance floor was stable. The dancers moved on it. But in the '60s, the dance kind of broke through, and everybody was just staying in one place and dancing to the music you didn't need a partner at all. You just kind of reflected a partner, so you were a little bit trying to get in sync together, but it really didn't matter. Everybody was doing their own thing. I didn't know how to do that very well. I was not a good do your own thing dancer. I needed contact with the partner. I needed the dance steps. I needed the confidence of the pattern of the game. I needed the dance game, the dance pattern, the dance steps, all the same thing. You have confidence when you know the game, when you know the pattern. You get good at the pattern. You get good at the waltz. You see, you get good at the foxtrot. But you're still doing the foxtrot. You see what I mean? You get good at the game, and you can improve the game. You can be more free in the game, but you're still doing the game. The reference is still the game. Oh, they're doing the waltz. Anyway, so I'm connecting this up to the games we play. The games we play is the same as the dance we dance. There's a pattern to it. You can name the game. There's marriages are a game. Every relationship has a game in it. If you go to work, you and the boss are playing a game. He's the boss, you're the employee. That's a game. May have a different pattern. Maybe you're a good employee. Oh, yes, boss, yes, boss. Or you may sabotage the boss. Maybe you put some spit in his coffee. You know, do that. Or like in The Help, give him up the shit pie. You know, but in other words, we play the game differently, either in sync with the partner, doing the waltz together, Fred and Ginger, perfect sync, or we're doing it rebelliously. Like I'm dancing with the other, but I'm stepping on her toes. I'm stepping on her toes. Or she's stepping on my toes. There's a rub. Can't you dance? Can't you dance? Just reminded me of my father. The last thing he ever said to me before he stroked out was when I was cutting the turkey at Thanksgiving. Can't you cut the turkey? And even when he was stroked out, he's sitting in the back seat of the car, and maybe I hesitate or do something, and I'm driving, and he yells out, "Don't you know how to drive? Don't you know how to dance? Don't you know how to dance, you see? Isn't that the same thing? The games we play, now we can't see. No, we can see the games of other people. We can see the dances of other people. We're sitting there watching the dance show, and we say, oh, well, that dance is good. Oh, they're no good over there. Oh, they're doing the waltz and doing the foxtrot. Oh, they're good, they're bad. We judge the dances. It's a big show. We like that. We see the games, the dances of other people, but we don't see our own dance. We don't see our own game. Why is that? Why can't I see the games I play, especially in my marriage or in my relationship with the world? Why can't I see the game I play with the world? We're all playing games. We see the games of others, admire them, chastise them. We even vow not to play games. I'm not going to play games. I'm going to be a monk. I'm going to withdraw from the world. I'm not going to play the games of the world. I'm not going to play the games of being in the world. I'm going to be a monk. But that's a game too. No matter what you do, you're going to be playing a game. Withdraw from the world, be in the world, identify with the world, rebel against the world, cooperate with the world, rebel against the world, fight the world, support the world. It's a game. It's a game, you see, but we can't see it. Why can't we see it? That's my question. That's what I've been working with all my life. I'm 86. I'm still discovering my games. It's fun to discover the games you've been playing your whole life. Whoa, that's big, you see. Especially when you get older, you get entrenched in your games. Old people are just the behavior. You go to a nursing home, see a bunch of old people. Their game is almost exhausted. They all has no more energy, you see, but they're still playing their little game, but in a very diminutive way, a weak way, When you're young, when you're old, when you're young and powerful, your games have strength, vigor, thrust, you see, power. And then, because we identify with the game, we don't see the game. If we keep playing the same game, it begins to lose its strength until we enter into dementia, which is forget the game. What is dementia but a mind that's exhausted from its own games? No longer plays the game, so it just sits there. See, it has no energy. The game has been exhausted, you see. So unless you want to end up being demented, you better figure out what games you're playing while you are playing them. Can't see the game after you get angry at your wife. And you say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, I won't do it again. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. But then you do it again. So we keep repeating the games even though we vow not to play them again. We vow not to do that again. If the game with myself, game with other people, it's a game. And we get caught in it and we hurt and we are guilty, and we vow not to do it, but we play the game again. Life is a game board. Remember the Queen's Gambit? Life is a game board, you see. It's always presenting the game again, and we don't see the game. We're unconscious of the game, so we sit down and play, and the next thing you know, I'm doing it again. I'm playing the game again. I can't stop. We become a victim of our own game, and that's absurd. We become a victim of ourselves. That's absurd. If you were to see that through and through, you'd fall on the floor laughing because it's absurd. It's absurd to be a victim to yourself. It's absurd to be a victim of your own game. Now here's the problem. Let's take anger. A lot of people have the game of anger. You know, when I worked with the Courier Record, my boss was get angry. You know, you don't get Doug angry. Same way with the father. My father was always on the verge of don't get Pop angry. Don't get Pop angry. People go through life playing that game. You walk tender around them, you know. Don't want to get them angry. Everything shuts down. Oh, his boss is angry. The wife is angry. The husband's angry. The kids are angry. Temper tantrums of the 2-year-old. Anger. You know. So don't step on that landmine. So anger has as a game. Let's talk about that, for instance. I was writing about it. So anger is a game where control is restored. If you feel like you're losing control, people get angry. Restores control. You see, and then there's always recriminations. There's guilt. Oh, I'm sorry I got angry. Sorry I got angry. I won't do it again. I'll be good. I'll go anger manager. Go get angry management. I'll manage my anger. I'll control my control. You see, anger restores control. The game of anger, just to pick out one game, the game of anger, when you get angry, you are restoring control and power. And then, after the anger, you get, oh, I shouldn't be angry. Right? It's wrong to be angry. I'm sorry. So, you know, and so I'll manage my anger. You know, so I won't, you know, I'll manage my anger. I'll control my control. So we get angry to restore control, and then I get angry at the anger, and I want to control the anger. Now, this is absurd. This is a tape loop. I control, I lose control, and I restore control with anger, and then anger makes me lose control, and I try to control the anger. So I'm controlling the control. And that's Catch-22. Catch-22, in the book, I use this all the time. You have to see these Catch-22s in your own life, because if you can see the Catch-22, you'll see the games you are playing. The games we are playing is Catch-22. But you have to see it while you're playing the game. In other words, there's, are you stealing the cookies? No, I'm not stealing the cookies. And then one night, the mother comes into the kitchen and turns on the light, and there's the kid with his hand in the cookie jar. Caught in the act, you see. Can't deny it now. So a game is self-denial. We deny we're playing a game. I deny I'm stealing the cookies. And I believe it. Most people, you start out knowing it's a game, but pretty soon you believe the game, like Trump. So he started out with a game, but now he believes he's not doing the game. I'm not conning, you see. So when you're stuck in the game, when you're lost in the game, you're lost in it because you don't believe you're playing a game. You denial. So game playing is self-denial that you're playing a game. So you have to want to turn that light on and see you catch yourself with your hand in the cookie jar. You have to catch yourself denying that you're doing what you deny you're doing. That's the game, self-denial. The Bible is called hypocrisy. The hypocrite who does what he says he's not doing. that's the game, you see. We do the game by denying I'm doing the game. And if we may, it may be, we may be clever. I may know I'm playing a game. I know I'm doing that, and I got this secret smile, you see. But then after a while, we forget. It's like going to a movie. So you have to go to a movie and you suspend, in order to enjoy the movie, which is the game, in order to enjoy the game of the movie, we suspend disbelief in the movie and pretend it's real. We watch the movie as if it's real. But we always remember it's a movie. So we can enjoy the movie without being dead, without the movie, without being the movie, which would be horrible. And they do a lot of movies about that. You wake up and you think you're in a game, and suddenly, this is a big theme for movies, horror stories. You think you're in some kind of a game. And suddenly you realize this game is real and I can die. This is real. Oh my God. Oh my God. This game is real. That's waking up in the game, you see. But, so we're talking here about wanting to be aware of myself in the game. Now, here's the problem, the trick, you see. There's only one game. Life is a game. There's no other game. This is the best game in town. Your life is the best game in town. Your life is the only game in town that you can play. You can't play another game. We think we can. Oh, you can be anything you want. You can play any game you want. No. You can only be the game you are playing now. Life. You can only be the life you are right now. You can imagine a better life, a better game, but you're still in the same game imagining a better game. You can't get out of the game you're in. You can't get out of the mind you are. You can't get out of this reality that you're in. This is it. This moment is it. You can't get out of this moment. This is it, you see. So to think you can be in a better moment, better place, you see, is a game. You see? So you have to realize that there is no other game. If you are, whatever you are doing, whatever job you're doing, whatever role you have, you see, whatever game you are playing, you believe it's real. And because you believe it's real, it hurts. So you want to get to a better game. This could be better, you see. But when you see through and through that the game you're playing, the wife you have, the husband you have, the child you have, the job you have, is the only possible game, you see through it, and you play the game knowing it's a game, but you play it as if it were real. In the same way you go to a movie. You watch the movie as if it were real. So you play your life as if it were real. This changes everything. Now, if your life changes, you change with it. Now your life changes you. You don't try to change your life. Life is change. So if you surrender or see through the games you play and realize this is the only game in town that I can be, that way you free yourself from the game, because now your life can change organically, naturally. And your life changes. But you're not forcing it. You're not trying to play another game. This is it. And it's then that you're free from the game, when you see that it's a game. Catch 22. Thanks for dropping in. Stop.